Hey Leo, are you ready for a money glow up in 2023 February? Because that's what's coming through the sky for you, where some financial prosperity is shining on you. And it looks like both Mars, Jupiter, and Venus are all three of them as a trio are collaborating to super support you to become more prosperous. So let's talk about how that looks. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the old style of house system called whole sign houses, as all astrologers do on YouTube. And I'm also talking to you about the tropical Western zodiac, not the sidereal astrology of India. So there you go. Don't ask in the comments. I told you up front. If you're new to my channel, my name is, did I say my name is Lori Lothian? I did. And I do have a lot of stuff down below in my description box that may interest you, like my Sky Reader, Time Your Best Life, Be Your Own Astrologer course coming up in March, 8 weeks. Limited people can enroll. There's a wait list to get on the early bird notice discount and everything. Jump on in if that interests you. Check out my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, because when you subscribe to that newsletter that's weekly with forecast content is only in my newsletter, you're also going to be able to receive a discount code for a reading with me that's 20% off. And last but not least, if you want to join my Patreon community for $5 a month, you're going to get all this content on my channel ahead of everybody else, ad-free, at least like 48 hours to 5 or 6, sometimes 3 weeks early, and you don't have to watch the ads, and it's $5 a month. Plus you get 2 Zoom meetings with me every month as well for $5. That's the cheapest tier, and you get a lot for it. Let's get going. So I've got this, it's dark and dreary and rainy, and a friend saw that I kept saying I have bad lighting and bought me a little cool light. And oh my God, this one of the people who watches my channel, I want to share it with you. It's kind of cool. I thought I'd give it a try. Woo! So Leo, only because Leos are performers, I'm sharing it with them. It's kind of portable, a really cool LED light, and it charges on your laptop. So now you can actually see my face a bit better. So there you go. Thank you for the gift to James, who came to visit me, who's also a client and watches my channel. So Leo, what I really like about the sky this month for everyone, including you, is this energy movement that everything's going forward at last. And things are happening, decisions are being made, actions are being taken. There's no friction and resistance. And that's because all the planets are in direct motion in the month of February, and they finally are also speeding up. So it's fast and direct energy in the current sky. And so you're benefiting like we all are. And you're also coming to a time here where with the goddess of love and beauty, but also money and prosperity, moving into her exaltation sign, which is Pisces. This is going to exalt your finances. And she's starting to enter into the Pisces 8th house of chunky money, like inheritance, bank loans, mortgages, credit card debt, taxes, spousal support money, spousal shared resources. She's moving there, Leo, into and inheritances, exalting that part of your sky, making it really super juicy on January 26th through to February 20th. So the story's already started once February begins. You're already feeling a glow up in this part of your finances. As she's glowing you up in this part of your sky, she's also able to connect with Mars, who's moving into forward motion in a very nice lickety-split fast way, finally in February, picking up speed in your 11th house of pennies from heaven, windfalls, great gains from your career. Yes, she's squaring Mars, but it's not always a bad thing when a benefic bonifies a planet that can be challenging by connecting with that planet from a superior position. And so this intensity, if it's not a secret love affair with a friend, which it could be, this could definitely look like some real serious financial up levels and momentum for you, especially as she comes into a partile or perfected square to Mars, moving in direct motion in your 11th house, which is going to be around the 4th and 5th of February, give or take a few days on either side. Look for some money positivity, potentially, or as I said, a secret sizzling love affair with somebody in a social group or love or friendship group setting, or who is a friend, no longer a friend, a secret love affair. So that could be a very interesting story as well. When Venus is in this part of your sky, the 8th house, if you have any interest in magic, astrology, occult mysteries, these are being exalted right now, could bring some new depth there. And it's also kind of with Neptune here, and she's going to be meeting with Neptune around Valentine's Day in your 8th house. If it's not a secret love affair on a hot date on Valentine's that's under wraps, then for some of you, Leo rising especially, this could look like a nice positive money story that's trying to percolate, but also with Neptune, like I don't know, Venus, Neptune in the eighth house, if you're not channeling divine downloads about from high ascended masters or something, then maybe what this is doing around Valentine's Day is bringing you a really financially positive break in alignment with some of your dreams, wishes, and goals. Again, it's all about some money stories for sure with Venus in your eighth house and exalting you there. Now, she exalts you there once a year, but there's other stories going on that support some really exciting things like that Mars direct in your 11th house at the same time. The other thing I want to say is that when Venus leaves your eighth house on the 20th of February, then she's going to move through your ninth house. Now she's out of dignity. She's acting like a warrior when she's really a lover, but she's going to do her best. But she could be really aggressively helping you achieve some kind of success to do with words international, book publishing, foreign lands, foreign shores, love travel, travel for love, travel abroad, connecting to the idea here that Jupiter's already there waiting for her and he's going direct. So there's a lot of opportunity for money and love things connected to the words foreign shores, lands, international, legal and court matters, books and book publishing. The other thing is that when Venus gets into your ninth house, this could also allow you to learn or educate yourself from women teachers, because Jupiter's there in Chiron as well. Or you could teach women. If you're a Leo who's a teacher, then you'll be learning or teaching women. Advisors, mentors, coach, guides, and psychologists sometimes can even be ninth house. And maybe some of you Leos are going to touch down with a new female guide, coach, mentor, life coach, something like that, advisor. That would be the last 10 days of February. And as Venus is going through your ninth house, she forms a whole sign sextile to Mars, a flow energy to where Mars is. So you get some really kind of blessed energies, some karmically rewarding energies from ninth house women, a feeling of being lucky because of this energy. Certainly, if you want to take a trip that's romantic and a getaway, that looks good, really good, anytime in the last 10 days of February. But Venus can also mean a trip with a female friend or women that you really like. So there's that as well. It's a light touch month because most of the aspects are Venusian or mercurial. They're short acting in the sun as well, and they're moving quickly through the sky. So in some ways, I'd sort of say to you that a lot of the action we're seeing here is very light, but in some of it's intense, but it doesn't like grind on or deeply into your story. So it's a lighter touch month. And you're getting ready, for Pluto to finally leave in March, your sixth house, which has been a pretty intense health maybe, but also work ordeal and karmic ordeal and difficulties with pets and loss and death of pets and challenges with leasing and renting, whatever. Pluto's been there for a long time. And that's coming up in March. We'll be doing that whole video, a real in-depth dive again into some of that stuff that I already had covered a little bit in my year ahead content. But I would say to you that you're feeling this kind of sense of imminent relief around things that have felt really hard for a while, and that therefore one of the stories that I'm really enjoying in this part of your narrative is I really like the fact that Mercury goes into Aquarius for you and leaves his 2 months where Pluto sits. So basically December 6th until February 11th, you'd had Mercury, in that Pluto 6th house of karmic debt and illness and challenges to your health and work situations and pets. You've had that there for 2 months. It was probably just, more of that same with Mercury diving in with the god of the underworld. But then he moves into your Aquarian 7th house of your business partners, your marriage partner, and your audience. And if you have an audience or a client base you serve that you reach out, 10th from your 10th house is a 7th, then Mercury here amplifies your ability to message mercurial things, sell, market, and merchandise. So when he moves into Aquarius, February 11th to March the 7th, that part of your life gets way more leverage. If you have a message to deliver, there's a bullhorn on the side of clients, audience, and other. You're getting the word out somehow, or you're getting a lot of information and feedback and news from those other people in your life. But it's a nice place for Mercury to be during that window of February 11th to the end of the month. Okay, so I'm looking forward to that for you. And while he's in your 7th house, he'll be sextiling Venus in the 9th. So kind of like between the 20th of February to the end of the month, there's a huge amount of flow between Venus in a foreign lands and education house and Mercury in significant others and legal contracts. It's really good for Leo rising, especially if you have to seal a deal with courts and legal matters. If that's anything you need to do, Basically, I'm telling you, the last 10 days of February are golden for you. Use that opportunity to get the blessings of Venus in the ninth with Mercury in the seventh. And if there is a love story percolating with Mercury in the seventh and Venus in the ninth, again, is this with someone from a foreign land? Or is it a trip with the one you're with going to a foreign land or planning that trip? Maybe in the last 10 days of the month. Now, I also would draw your attention then to the idea that Mercury, so let's go back a bit. Venus, the goddess of love, will square Mars around the fourth, fifth, sixth of the month. And this can be exciting actually, but also sizzling. And if you are a single Leo and you're looking for a relationship, then this could suggest the possibility, but not necessarily probability, but possibility that while Venus is sitting in your house of hidden romance and she's talking to Mars, her lover, in the house of friendships, that we do have that secret love affair kind of vibe going on in this story, maybe a little extracurricular love beyond your significant partner, or if you're single, you're just keeping it under wraps. I might have said this to you already, but my brain just went offline again. And basically, Mercury also will sextile Neptune. And well, Venus is also sextiling Uranus. So this is an interesting time for you between about the 5th and the 9th of the month. Now, of February. Now let's go into breaking it down just a little bit for you. Basically, when the goddess of love connects to the disruption or excitement or sudden change or unexpectedness of Uranus, we can kind of go unexpected love stories or unexpected wealth and money stories can be erupting in your sky. But because it's a sextile around the 7th, 8th, 9th, let's say, of the month, it's positive because it has a nature of Venus. A sextile is the nature of her own self. And it's about your career and money story. So why are you having this? Is it a positive disruption? Is it an exciting development around your career and your reputation and your money? Are clients like throwing money at you? Are you making residual income on something you're selling? Is an investment paying off that allows you to succeed further in your career? I'm not sure, but it looks good for you in the money piece of the sky. It's positive for career and money developments at that time. And at the same time, just around it, coinciding with it, is that Mercury in a sextile to Neptune. Now, Mercury, the messenger of the gods, moving through your 7th, right? We get the time frame right, moving still through Capricorn. He is still early in the month. He's still in your 6th house of leases and pets and work and health stuff. So Mercury sextiles Neptune in your 8th house. It could be a hidden health challenge coming to light, but in a positive way. It could have been a confusing challenge about your health, coming up with the new information or news that solves a problem, for example. Or it could be some kind of news around property, land, real estate, inheritance information that is coming to light. Mercury likes to dig up secrets. Neptune is kind of the thing that fogs over things. So, but it's positive for you during that time. So there's a couple of interesting developments in the early first half of February. Now, there is something called the anaretic degree, which is basically it's turbulent but powerful. It's called the 29th degree of any sign. And it's also climactic energy and completion energy. And you know, Mercury will co-join with Pluto at 29 degrees of Capricorn. And that's happening on around the 10th or so of the month, give or take a couple of days on either side. You're getting ready to experience this intense energy of what we could only call completing and finalizing Pluto's long story that he started in 2008 in your 6th house. But nonetheless, it could be news, information, or developments of new knowledge or understanding to do with leases and land and pets and debt, connections to karma, connections to health. Okay, things in that area of the 6th house are having a mercurial Plutonian moment, but it's almost like a grand finale of what Pluto's been trying to achieve for you in your 6th house, which is basically burning off a lot of karmic debt or grinding it down, since it's a rocky Capricorn zone of your sky. So a little intensity for sure. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Definitely going on around the 10th of the month. I'll be doing a whole video on this because of some other things happening with asteroids at the time. So stay tuned for a more in-depth video in the middle of February. When Venus meets with Neptune on Valentine's Day, I'm going to call this the most holy love of the Valentines, divine love, soulmate love, twin flame love, higher love. I say higher love. That's happening for the world on Valentine's Day, and give or take a day or two on either side. So it's like the 14th, 15th, you're going to really feel Venus, Neptune energies co-joining in your 8th house. It's a house of other people's money, chunky money, spousal money, inheritance money, but it's also secrets. It's also tantra and profound sexuality and deep intimacy regarding sexual intimacy. So for some of you, it's about a deeply intimate sexual encounter. For some of you, it's about channeling some kind of download from Saint, Francis or something, or a female saint in this case. For others, it could really be a positive money development for sure that's trying to happen. That's almost like a dream come true for you financially, a dream come true. Maybe I'll call this one a dream come true, financial dream come true video, because your kind of visionary dreams can be Neptunian, your imagination, what you imagine you would like financially, and all of a sudden Venus comes in like a fairy godmother or sister and says, let's work this out. So this is happening around the 24th degree of your 8th house on the Valentine's Day. In the very same time frame, really, you have the Sun meeting up with Saturn in Aquarius. Now, Sun is about leadership and vitality and purpose, sometimes even career, and Saturn is about authority and realism and discipline and focus. But it's happening for you in your marriage house. Now, Sun, Saturn, marriage house stuff can also bring something into your partner's life, if you have a marriage partner or a significant other, that's going to be very positive around purpose and career and solidifying something that has lasting value for that person. However, there could be a father figure or even a marriage partner who's patriarchal or fatherly towards you or older, and this could also signal maybe a closing up or closure in that relationship. Maybe this is a hard relationship coming to some closure if the partner is solar, bossy, leaderful, patriarchal or masculine energy. There's a possibility of Saturn kiboshing a relationship and finalizing an endpoint for it in that window of time. But you've got that dreamy Neptune thing going on too in the 8th house of sexual intimacy. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag around Valentine's Day for you as a Leo rising. Now, Mercury will sextile Jupiter, and Mercury is the messenger of the gods, and he's going to flow in harmony to Jupiter in Aries. And that's going to be a positive energy in the sky from the 16th to the 18th of the month. Mercury sextiling Jupiter is going to look like something like good news from a client, a legal matter, a legal affair, something to do with your partner's legal affairs, or something to do with foreign lands and travel and agreements and partnerships. All of that is possible. And certainly if you're into book publishing and you've got Leo rising, this could be that the agent, the publisher signing the deal, some real kick-ass momentum, but it's a soft opportunity. It's a sextile. So it's not thrusting you in forward, or like it's not jarring or anything like that. It's like very flowing, nice opportunities around those 9th house legal matters. Could definitely super swell outcomes here for you around the 16th to the 18th of the month, for example. Third marriages is the 9th house. This blesses the house of third marriages, that could look really sweet too. And if you have a third marriage at all, like you're in your third long-term committed love story, Jupiter is trying to bless that for you as a Leo, as he moves through your 9th house of the third marriage, using one of the Indian tools at my disposal from Vedic astrology. And there are 2 techniques, and I prefer this one. So I don't think that the 9th house is the second marriage. I'm going to tell you why. Because in India, they say it's because if you are widowed or widowered, you marry the spouse of the one who died. And we don't do that anymore. It doesn't seem true. So I'm not using that tool. So 9th house for me is your third marriage. And I can explain why another time, like the other math of that. What happens when Venus and Pluto are talking to each other is powerful. It's a wealth yoga. It's intense. It's also forbidden love and stuff, but it's a sextile, so it's not so forbidden after all. And so this is a time of your life here. We're on the 19th or so of February, give or take a day on either side. Venus is loving up Pluto. Now, Pluto, power and health and intensity and transformation in your 6th house of karmic debt. And Venus loving up Pluto from Aries in your 9th house of legal matters, but also a wealth house and a luck house, a Lakshmi house. Lakshmi in India, a luck goddess and a wealth goddess, could mean some circumstances, Leos, that allow you to pay off debt, or a debt that's owed you is repaid in this window of time. And that is around the 19th of February, as also could be, if it's about love stories, a karmic love story that's evolving in this part of your sky. And, possibly You know, okay, like, so Venus is sextiling Pluto from your eighth house of chunky money, but Jupiter is supporting positive outcomes from the ninth house as well towards this whole narrative of sixth house story. So what I'm trying to say is, how could this look like perhaps some positive chunky money that allows you to eliminate debt, or if it's about love, a secret love affair that also allows you to become more aligned with your truth and purpose and your dharma. It's a really weird combination of planets interacting with each other. But if money comes back to you from this story, it could have been money that was lost and now found as well. Money that was hidden from view, like under your sofa. You know, oh my God, I left like $2 million under my sofa and I just forgot where I put it. Like, you could find money, found money, a treasure chest of money coming back. It's just good. It's good money junk. It's a good money junket energy here. What kind of money is helping you relieve yourself of financial debt stress, perhaps around the 19th of the month? Or acquiring money through property, or acquiring money that you need to rent or lease a place, can show up all at once for you around this time in a very easy flowing way around the 19th of February. Then last but not least is the end of the story here. We do have Mercury squaring Uranus at the same time. He's trining Mars. It's all happening February 23rd, 1st to the 23rd. Now, technically, and I'm not doing the moons. I should have told people that the moons are going to be saved for the moon videos. I'm just giving you the other transits. Mercury squaring Uranus can be unexpected news. Basically, a little bit blindsided or surprised by it. Could be coming through your spouse, because Mercury's in the house of spouse or business partners or significant clients in your life. And Uranus is in the 10th house of career. So it could be news about from your spouse disrupts your career story, or news from a client is jarring about things that you're up to in your career, or your audience, or your customers. So there's this like, oh, kind of like, what is that February 21st to 23rd upset? On the other hand, it's simultaneously applying towards Mercury flowing with that forward moving Mars in your house of pennies from heaven, windfalls, and great gains from your career, and karmic rewards and positive outcomes. So look, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. It could be like a disruption coming through those significant others that looks at first glance like it's disturbing the peace in your career space, but in a second glance you realize there's a karmic cosmic reward, probably financial, or just as a better outcome. I don't even know what to say. It could be like a contractual breach about something to do with work if you're employed, and yet you realize at the end of the day that this breach of the contract leads you to greater gains in your career anyway. So WTF, let's go with it. So you know, that's kind of the vibe. Anyway, stay tuned for more videos this month. I'll be doing one on the moons of this month, you know, the new moon, full moon. I don't do that here in this short video because I do a whole long video about each of the moons. Thank you for listening, Leo, Sun, Moon, but especially rising. Check my description box. Enjoy February. Calm before the storm, a still point of goodness and ease compared to what's going down in March, which can be game-changing and earth-shaking for all of us. All right, big change time coming up. Big hugs all. Ciao, ciao.